Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Pranams to all of you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for your association. Let's get started with our study of Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam as part of our Bhakti Vaibhava course. And today we will be studying two verses. Canto 1, chapter 9, entitled The Passing Away of Sri Bhishma Dev, verses 48 and 49. And that will complete module number 1. There are 10 modules. And today we'll be completing module number 1. Then next week, we will have our closed book exams. And I have already on the WhatsApp group placed information about the open book exam, which all of you can start working on today. But before we do anything, let us chant our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let us recite our module 1 verses. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya yatonvayaditarata Chartesha Vidnya Swarat Tene Brahmaridaya Ādi Kavaye Muhyanti Yatsurayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Projita Kaitovotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayon Mulanam Śrīmad Bhāgavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vaparayirishvaraha Sadhyo Varuddhatetra Kritibihi Shushushubhit Tatshanat Nigamakalpataror Galitam Phalam Shukamukhadamrita Dravasam Yutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahaitukya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati Vadanti tat tattvavidasthatvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. अतः पुंबीर्द्विजश्रेष्ठा वर्णाश्रम विभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम् एते चांशकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयं इंद्रारि व्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे तद्वाग्विसर्गो जनताघ विप्लवो यस्मिन् प्रतिश्लोकमबद्धवत्यपि नामानन्तस्य यशोऽङ्कितानि यत् शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधवः यस्यां वै श्रूयमाणायां कृष्णे परमपुरुषे भक्तिरुत्पद्यते पुंसः शोकमोह भयापहा आत्मा रामाश्च मुनयो निर्ग्रन्था पुरुक्रमे कुर्वन्तः तु किं भक्तिम् इत्थं भूतगुणो हरिः त्वयिम्यनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृत् रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा गंगे वौघम् उदन्वती हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Reading from Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text 48. ततो युधिष्ठिरो गत्वा सह कृष्णो गजाव्यहम् पितरं सान्त्वयाम् आस गान्धारीं च तपस्विनीम्. We are discussing the passing away of Sri Bhishma Dev in this chapter, and we saw how under the most perfect circumstances Sri Bhishma Dev passed away from this world. In the presence of Krishna, glorifying Krishna, beholding the beautiful form of Krishna, surrounded by well-wishing devotees like the Pandavas and other great sadhus and rishis who had assembled there, Bhishma Dev left this world and went to Vaikuntha. After Bhishma Dev passed away, Maharaj Yudhishthir personally performed the funeral rites. Let's see what happens after that. Translation and purport by our most beloved founder Acharya, Shri Śrīmad Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation to verse number 48. Thereafter, Maharaj Yudhishthir at once went to his capital. Yudhishthiro Gatva Gajahavayam Hastinapur. Gaja means Hasti, elephant. Hastinapur was famous because it had many elephants. It is very expensive to maintain elephant. It is not very expensive to maintain a simple car like a Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic. But if one wants to maintain a Rolls Royce, maintaining it is very expensive. No? Auto insurance itself will be thousands of dollars. So, but Hastinapur was such a flourishing kingdom that they had many horses and other things, but they had too many elephants. Gajavayam, Hastinapur, a place where many elephants lived. So Yudhishthir Maharaj, after performing the last rites of Sri Bhishma Dev, went to Hastinapur, his capital. Who did he go with? Saha Krishna, along with Lord Krishna. He went. And what did he do? Santvayam, Santvana ki. He pacified, he consoled. Who? Pitaram, his uncle, Maharaj Dhritarashtra, and Gandhari, his auntie, Gandhari. Tapasvinim. Gandhari, who was Tapaswini. Why she was Tapaswini? Because she was very pativrata, Nari. Her husband Dhritarashtra was born blind, and therefore she voluntarily took up blindness It is very difficult to do. Who would want to give up their power to see? It is so difficult. Our eyes are so precious to us. I remember in 2002, when I first time went to Shri Vrindavan Dham, my Guru Maharaj, Shri Radhanath Swami Maharaj, told us the best way to enter the Dham is to serve the Vrajvasis. So he told us to enter the Dham for the Barsana eye camp. So let us go to Barsana and serve the Vrajvasis. And what service? The Vrajvasis, they are simple villagers. There are hundreds of villages in Vrajmandal. And they are mostly simple villagers and farmers, and they work in the open all day. They are exposed to sunlight. Sunlight has ultraviolet radiations, which over time opacify the lens within our eyes. That is called cataract. Motibindu, cataract. So we used to have a Motibindu Shibir, a cataract surgery camp in Barsana. It's still going on. And there hundreds of Brajvasis come and completely nishulka, free of cost, first class ophthalmic surgeons come from Mumbai, Bhaktivedanta Hospital, and we take charge of a school in Barsana, and we fumigate it with all the antiseptics, formaldehyde and everything. We fumigate it, make it very clean, and we convert them into makeshift operating rooms and male wards, female wards, like that. And there are medical volunteers, doctors and medical students. And I was a medical student in 2002 and 2003. 2 years I had the good fortune of attending the Barsana camp. It happens in the month of February because it is not very hot. In the hot season, there is more chance of infection and fever. And we don't want post-operative fever and infections in the patients. So we come, and these are Brajvasis who over time, now they are in their 60s and 70s and 80s, and they have gone blind because of cataract. And these are remote villages where such healthcare is not available. And now they cannot see Shriji. Their whole life is Shriji. And now they cannot see their Shriji. They have gone blind. And they want to take darshan of Radha Shyam. So the eye camp is meant to perform cataract surgeries on them and restore their vision. So that, and we have seen with our own eyes, post-operatively, as soon as they get discharged, they immediately climb up and take darshan of Shriji. And they're so happy. They say, for so many years, we were not able to see Shriji. Some were not able to see at all, some were not able to see properly. And now we can see Shriji. They're so happy. And wholeheartedly they give blessings to all the doctors and the volunteers. Beta, तुम्हारे वजह से भी हम हमारे श्री जी को देख सकते हैं. And they give profuse blessings. And that is the real wealth in life, to receive the blessings of the Brajvasis. The best way to enter the Dham is for seva. Not to enjoy the Dham, but to serve the Dham, to serve the Dhamvasis. How did we get here? Tapaswini. Blindness. Yes. So Dhritarashtra was born blind. And his wife, she was from Afghanistan. Gandhari was from Afghanistan, Kandahar. Gandhari. It's a corruption of the word. Kandahar is a corruption of the word Gandhar. That area was called Gandhar. Now it's called Kandahar. So she was from Afghanistan, and Bhishma Dev got the proposal. And when she got married, she realized that her husband Dhritarashtra was blind. So although she was very beautiful and she was very well decorated with all the womanly good qualities, she decided to accept a life of complete blindness. Dhritarashtra was born blind, but Tapaswini Gandhari Devi, she took blindness upon herself because she wanted to remain humble. She did not want to be better than her husband in any way. She wanted to be just like her husband. So she's called Tapaswini. She accepted tapasya. Tapasya is of two types. Tapasya is of two types. One is tapasya, laukik tapasya. Tapasya within the realm of this material world. Laukik tapasya. Like Gandhari. She is practicing Stri Dharma. Her tapasya is based on Stri Dharma. Her responsibility towards her husband and family. She wants to be chaste to her husband. Husband cannot see, I also will not see. So that is called Laukik Tapasya. And then there is Paralaukik Tapasya. Transcendental austerities. Tapo Divyam Putrakayena Sattvam Shuddhet. That tapasya is meant for Shuddhet. It's meant for purification, self-purification. So that we can come closer to Krishna. Like observing the fast on Ekadashi. Observing the vrat of Brahmacharya. These are tapasyas. But these tapasyas are meant to bring us closer to Krishna. These tapasyas are meant to increase our bhajan. Why do we fast on Ekadashi? So that we don't waste time cooking and eating. And what happens when we eat? We feel sleepy. We have to take a rest. But on Ekadashi, we want to do more bhajan. So therefore, we minimize eating, minimize cooking. So this tapasya that we perform on Ekadashi is meant to increase bhajan. Tapasya meant to increase Krishna bhajan is paralaukik tapasya. So there is laukik tapasya, paralaukik tapasya. Gandhari's tapasya was laukik. Please raise your hand if you can explain with reasons why Gandhari's, with examples, why Gandhari's tapasya, two examples, character of Gandhari, why Gandhari's tapasya was not tapo divyam. It was not divya tapasya. It was laukik tapasya, not paralaukik tapasya. Yes, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Namaskar. Gandhari, when Duryodhana was asking for blessing, she gave all her power to Duryodhana in spite of Duryodhana being on the adharmic side. Just out of concern as mother, she gave all the power to Duryodhana.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. This proves that Gandhari's tapasya was on a bodily platform. And another example, anybody? Sandeep Prabhu or Amrit Karan, Parima Mataji, Kirtita Sundari Mataji, any of you?
Hare Krishna Prabhu later, as she even cursed Krishna.
Sorry, Mataji. Can you unmute once again? Yeah. Later on, she
Cursed Krishna.
Very good. Superb. Everybody agrees? So she cursed Krishna. That may your dynasty, all my 100 sons died. May your entire family also perish. Who curses Krishna? So this shows that although she was a tapasvi, but it was all laukik tapasya. It was all prapanchik tapasya. It was not divine tapasya. Therefore, Kunti Maharani is glorified in the circle of devotees, but Gandhari is not glorified. Okay. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, after performing the last rites of Shri Bhishma Dev, returned to Hastinapur along with Krishna. And then they went and they consoled Dhritarashtra and Gandhari because they were grieving. They had lost all their 100 children. Kunti and Maharaj Pandu and Madari had only 5 sons. But Gandhari and Dhritarashtra had 100 sons, and all their 100 sons died in the battlefield of Kurukshetra at the hand of Shri Bhim. So they were naturally grieving. So it was a duty of Maharaj Yudhishthira to do Santvana, to pacify them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, the father and mother of Duryodhana, they lost all their sons. They were passing their days in great agony over such a heavy loss of life. They were very sad. The news of the death of Shri Bhishma Dev, who was the uncle of Maharaj Dhritarashtra, was another great shock. So they were getting shock after shock. Dronacharya died. Now Shakuni died, was Gandhari's brother. Now even Bhishma Dev has died. So they were getting one shocking news after another. And therefore they required solace from Maharaj Yudhishthir. Another point was when Maharaj Yudhishthir came to meet, all the Pandavas came. Krishna also was there. And Dhritarashtra wanted to take revenge by killing Bhim, because Bhim was the one responsible for the death of all the 100 sons. He had taken a vow that I will kill all of them. So Dhritarashtra, with his full strength, he came to embrace Bhim, and his aim was to crush and kill Bhim when he least expected it. Dhritarashtra was very powerful. He had a very strong body. Only defect was he was blind, materially and also spiritually. But by Krishna's clever arrangement, an iron statue was given to Dhritarashtra to embrace instead of Bhim, and Bhim's life was saved. In this way, Krishna saved his devotees at every step. Before Kurukshetra war, during Kurukshetra war, and even after Kurukshetra war. That is Krishna. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Vishwasa Palam. Krishna will always protect. Next paragraph. So after Krishna and Yudhishthir satisfied both Gandhari and Dhritarashtra, so Srila Prabhupada writes something about Gandhari. Gandhari was a powerful ascetic, tapaswini, although she was living the life of a faithful wife and a kind mother. So apparently she was just living in a palace as a queen, a wife, a mother, a sister. But actually she was a great ascetic, a tapaswini. Because even while living there, she lived a very austere, simple life. Biggest austerity was to give up her eyesight voluntarily. Actually, very foolish. Very foolish. Gandhari is a fool. Murkha. She had the chance of seeing Krishna. Such a foolish woman. Such a foolish lady, Gandhari. She had the chance to see Krishna, who is the perfection of all sights. Srila Bhakti Thakur says, that person's life is successful who once gets to see Krishna. But out of her Stri Dharma, therefore, my dear friends, we have to be very careful. Naimittik Dharma should never supersede or eclipse Nitya Dharma. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das, not Dhritarashtra Nitya Das. Being a wife of Dhritarashtra is not Nitya Dharma. Gandhari probably had so many other husbands in her previous life. And now Krishna is performing Leela for so many years. She had the opportunity to see our beautiful Krishna. But she tied a cloth. Paschana pina paschati. This is the misfortune of materialistic people. So many lessons to learn from Mahabharata. So many lessons to learn. It is said that two types of people, Srila Radha Govindadas Goswami Maharaj in his Hari Katha, he mentions there are two types of people who have power, Yati and Sati. Yati is a sannyasi. That sannyasi who has never spoken a lie in life. That Brahman who has never spoken a lie in life has the power to curse. If that Brahman sannyasi who curses, speaks a curse to an offender, to an aparadhi, if the Yati, the sannyasi, has never spoken a lie, the curse will take effect. The curse will take effect. That's why Shringi's curse worked. He was a young Brahman, but he had never lied in his life. So how many of us have ever lied in our life? So our curse will not work. So if someone curses, don't worry. The curse doesn't work. Anybody who has spoken a lie doesn't have the power to curse. And second is Sati. Sati is a woman whose heart has never gone to another man except her husband, ever. That woman also has power, tapasvi power, and they can curse, they can give shrap on the basis of that power. There are many examples in the Shastra. But if someone is not chaste to the husband, always, from the time of birth, only one person they have thought of as their husband. If that is not the case, then even a woman has no power to curse. So Sati and Yati. But Gandhari was a Sati, so she had the power to curse. Gandhari, although a woman, is no less than Bhishma Dev in character. As far as their Kula Dharma, observance of Kula Dharma is concerned, there are similarities between Bhishma Dev and Gandhari. Bhishma Dev also took a vrat of Brahmacharya so that Satyavati would agree to marry, Satyavati's father would agree to marry Satyavati to Maharaj Shantanu, the father of Bhishma Dev. And even though his Gurudev, Shri Parshuramji, ordered Bhishma Dev to marry Amba, he refused because he had taken a vow of remaining a brahmachari. So as far as their tapasya was concerned, they were both very similar, Bhishma Dev and Gandhari. Srila Prabhupada ji writes, Gandhari, although woman, is no less than Bhishma Dev in character. They are both remarkable personalities in the Mahabharata. Because we have to understand that Mahabharata is very valuable because it is the story of pure devotees like Bhishma Dev and the Pandavas, and it has got Krishna Katha. But Mahabharata also has a lot of lower dharmas. Dharma projita kayata votra paramo nirmat saranam satam. So there are lower dharmas also mentioned in Mahabharata, like Kula Dharma, Stri Dharma, Rajya Dharma, Rashtra Dharma. All these things are there. And therefore, Mahabharata is not the topmost Shastra. The best thing in Mahabharata are the prayers of Draupadi Devi, because they speak about Vrindavan. Govinda Dwarka Vasi, Krishna Gopi Jana Priya. Vrajanath Arti Nashanam. Vrindavan के नाथ है भगवान, and वृंदावन के अर्ति नाशनम, वृंदावन में जो भी calamities आए उनका नाश किया. This you will not find anywhere in the 110,000 verses, 110,000 verses of Mahabharata, anywhere. Shri Draupadi Devi is the only personality in the whole Mahabharata who speaks about Vrindavan. Even in her prayers, when she gets the Akshay Patra from Surya Dev, because Maharaj Yudhishthira performs tapasya, she offers prayers to Krishna and she calls him by all Vrindavan names like Gopal. Very beautiful. So, best part of Mahabharata are the prayers of Draupadi Devi and Bhagavad Gita. But otherwise, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is the spotless Puran, where there is no mention of any lower dharma. It is the spotless Puran. Last verse of module 1, verse number 49. Pitra chanumato raja vasudevānumoditaha chakara rajyam dharmena pitra paitamaham vibhuhu. Translation: after this, after pacifying Gandhari and Dhritarashtra, after this, the great religious king Maharaj Yudhishthira Chakara Rajyam Dharmena. He executed the royal power in the kingdom of Hastinapur strictly according to the codes and royal principles approved by his uncle and confirmed by Lord Shri Krishna. Uncle is Dhritarashtra. So even though Dhritarashtra had done so much wrong toward Maharaj Yudhishthira and his brothers and mother, but Yudhishthira Maharaj forgave. Please listen carefully. What did Yudhishthira Maharaj do? He forgave. Kshama kar diya. Now here is a very important principle. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there is mention of a great rishi by the name Jamadagni Rishi. And his wife's name is Shri Renuka Devi. And their son is Ram, who later on became famous as the holder of the axe, Parshuram. So when Kartavirya Arjuna, who is the king of Mahishmati kingdom, he comes to the forest with his soldiers and receives hospitality from Jamadagni Rishi with the help of his Kamadhenu cow. He becomes very greedy and wants to forcibly take away the cow. So he ties her up and drags her away. Jamadagni Rishi says that I need that cow to perform yajna. Please do not take her. But Kartavirya Arjun Maharaj was very much greedy for her because he saw that thousands of his soldiers were given in an instant first class hot meal cooked in ghee in the middle of the forest. He says, wow, I need to have this cow. Why should this sadhu, what will he do? If I have her in my palace, I can enjoy so much. Every day I can get nice meals. Anything good, the king should have. Therefore, I will take. But actually, the cow is meant for the service of the Brahmanas. And the cow pleaded to Maharaj, to Jamadagni Muni, that please help me. I don't want to leave your service. You utilize me in the service of Krishna for your yajnas. The enjoyer of all the yajnas is Krishna. One of the names of Krishna is Yajnesh. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Sarvaloka Maheshwara. But this king, Kartavirya Arjuna, is going to utilize me for his own nefarious, selfish purposes. I don't want to go with him. But Jamadagni said that I cannot fight with Maharaj Kartavirya Arjuna. He is a Kshatriya, I am a Brahman, I am supposed to be peaceful. So then the cow says, Kamadhenu cow says, then is it okay if I do something myself? So it's a long pastime, but ultimately he succeeds. Kartavirya Arjuna, he succeeds in coming and killing Jamadagni. He goes and he succeeds in stealing the cow, and then Parshuramji comes, gets angry, goes and kills Kartavirya Arjuna in a battle. And when he comes back to his father, Jamadagni Muni, Jamadagni ji tells Parshuram something very important, which is why I'm telling this story. After killing Kartavirya Arjuna and all his soldiers in a fierce war and rescuing the Kamadhenu cow, Parshuram ji comes in front of his father, and his father, Jamadagni Muni, tells something to Maharaj Parshuram, which is very important. He says that the quality of a devotee, quality of a Brahman, but devotees are Brahmical. The quality of a Brahman is to forgive. In fact, Lord Krishna is very pleased with the Brahmanas because we have the quality to forgive. Forgiveness is an important quality of a devotee. So Maharaj Yudhishthir, in spite of being subjected to so many injustices and atrocities by Maharaj Dhritarashtra, still forgave him and not only gave him shelter, but gave him respect and served him. Here it is said, Maharaj Yudhishthir ruled the kingdom strictly according to the principles approved by his uncle, Maharaj Dhritarashtra. And of course, confirmed by Krishna. Vasudeva Anumoditaha. confirmed and approved by Vasudev, Shri Krishna. So like that, Maharaj Yudhishthir ruled. Purport. Maharaj Yudhishthir was not a mere tax collector. He was always conscious of his duty as a king. This is very important. We should not take up a position because of the money that we get or the power or prestige that we get from that position. We should take up a position to serve in the capacity of that position. So Maharaj Yudhishthira was not just a tax collector, but nowadays people want to get into government service, or they want to become presidents or prime ministers or big administrators because of the power and prestige and money that comes with it. But Maharaj Yudhishthira was not like that. He was always conscious of his duty as a king, which is no less than that of a father or spiritual master. The king is to see, therefore a king is also called Maharaj and a spiritual master is also called Maharaj. A king rules over a piece of land, and Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, rules over our heart, rules over our life. So Guru Maharaj is also called Maharaj. The king is to see to the welfare of the citizens from all angles of social, political, economic, and spiritual upliftment. It's very important. All-round development. Social development, political development, economic development, and spiritual upliftment. That is required. Otherwise, one is not supposed to become a king. Guru na satsya, swajana na satsya, pita na satsya, janani na satsya, deva na satsya, napati na satsya. So deva means king. Demigod also. But demigods are also rulers of the universe. And so is the king, also ruler. In fact, the king is a representative of Indradev. So one who should not become a king or an administrator if na mochayatya samupeta mrityam. If we cannot deliver our dependents from the cycle of repeated birth and death and offer them at the lotus feet of Krishna, then one should not become father, mother, king, etc. So Yudhishthira Maharaj followed these principles very strictly. It is mentioned in second paragraph by Srila Prabhupada. Last paragraph. The mass of people, especially in this age of Kali, are all born Shudras. Kalau Shudra Sambhavat. In Kali Yuga, everybody is born Shudra. Janmana Jayate Shudra Samskarat Bhavet Dvija. By birth, everyone is a Shudra. It is by samskaras that one becomes twice born, Dvija, Brahman. So Prabhupada is saying the mass of people, especially in this age of Kali, are all born Shudras, basically low-born, ill-trained, unfortunate, and badly associated. They themselves do not know the highest perfectional aim of life. They don't know what is the aim of life. Prema Pumarto Mahan. The highest artha to be obtained, highest achievement of life is Prem, Krishna Prem. They don't know this. Therefore, votes cast by them actually have no value. And thus, persons elected by such irresponsible votes cannot be responsible representatives like Maharaj Yudhishthir. Just imagine the problem. Think about the problem of democracy. In democracy, it is by votes. The administrators are chosen by voting. And everybody's vote is one value. Everybody's vote has equal value. But think of it from a spiritual point of view or even political point of view. Somebody is a murderer, a criminal, and his vote has the same value as the vote of a pure devotee. Think about it for a moment. How does it even make sense? Someone who is avoiding taxes, someone who is a pickpocket, someone has low moral value, someone is doing adultery, somebody is watching pornography, and his vote has the same value as the vote of a pure devotee. This is democracy. It is crazy. Prabhupada said democracy means demon crazy. It is the most popular form of government today, my dear friends. We are proud. We are the world's largest democracy. Let us change to democracy. It is the best, considered best in today's world. But democracy is a totally stupid form of governance. It makes absolutely no sense. Those who have high moral character, those who are intelligent, those who are sadhus, should be able to choose what is best for people. But in democracy, in the name of artificial equality, oh, no, everybody is equal, everybody is born equal. That equality is there, yes. But whose opinion counts? The opinion of a sadhu should count. The opinion of a person of high moral character should count. Just today, somebody showed me a video where it is in Houston, Texas. In a convenience store, a lady is running a convenience store. There are so many convenience stores like gas stations, etc. And many times these are owned by families like you and me. We have a gas station. And we have employees working in the gas station, but sometimes we also have our family members who go and sit there to manage the gas station, isn't it? To manage the convenience store. So the lady was managing her own convenience store. Her husband was away. So for a few hours, she was managing the convenience store. And she just had a surgery or something. So a friend knew that she is at the convenience store. So she dropped by to meet her friend. But what happened was, someone came to buy some lighter fluid, cigarette lighter fluid, to the convenience store, just looked around, made sure there was nobody there in the convenience store except this lady who was sitting at the counter. So he made sure everything was okay, nobody else was there, came inside, attacked this lady with a duct tape, tied her hands, taped her mouth, and even blindfolded her. Put duct tape around her eyes, mouth, and hands. And then took that lighter fluid and put it on her to burn her. And just then her friend walks in. And she sees that this man is wearing a cross, a Christian cross. And she's a very nice lady, a very nice friend who came to meet that lady, owner of the convenience store. And she sees this is all on security camera, all captured on security camera. So she walks in, she has no idea that her friend has been tied there. She sees the cross on this man, the perpetrator. And she says, oh, you're wearing a cross, you're a holy man, God bless you, have a blessed day. And they hug. She gives him a hug because he's a man of God, he's wearing a cross. And he hugs her and then pulls her also inside, takes out the duct tape and ties her also, her hands, her eyes, her mouth, throws her on the body of her friend, puts lighter fluid on her also, lighter fluid on the carpet, on the counter, everywhere. And he sets it on fire. He's wearing a cross, and this girl gave him a hug that you are a man of God, have a great day, God bless you. People have such low moral values. And the vote of this felon has the same value as the vote of a pure devotee. Imagine, Shripad Vaisheshika Maharaja's vote in American elections has the same value as the vote of this felon who is committing a murder and who is committing arson. Think about it. This is democracy. Just gave you a simple example. This is our democracy. How can people be happy? Srila Prabhupada pointed out these fallacies, these mistakes. But anyway, we are minority people. What can we do? But at least we should be aware and we should speak boldly. We should speak boldly. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 9th chapter of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, entitled The Passing Away of Bhishma Dev in the Presence of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. Therefore, my dear friends, Krishna fought so much. Krishna wanted the Kurukshetra war to happen because Krishna does not want crazy demons to rule this world. Krishna does not want Yudhishthir Maharaj to be just relegated to some forest obscurity, and Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra and Karna and Shakuni and Dushasan ruling the world. How can Krishna stand by and watch this nonsense? No, let there be a war, Krishna says. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Fight. I will kill all of them. Arjun, you just fight. Nimityamatra bhava savvasachin. Just become my instrument. We'll kill all of them, don't worry. Paritranaya sadhunam and vinashaya cha dushkritam. That is Krishna's mission. That's how dharma will become established. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Unless the devotees are protected and the demons are destroyed, there cannot be dharma. So this is what we should understand in the whole pastime of Bhishma Dev and Ashwathama and everything that we discussed in the previous chapters. So this concludes the first 9 chapters of Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So many valuable lessons we have learned from Srila Vyasadeva, Srila Shukdev Goswami, and our beloved founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Are there any questions before we go into the exam discussions? So if there are any questions regarding Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, you can ask now. Shama Kishori Mataji and then Sharanagat Mataji. I will talk about the exams later.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you very much for the class. Prabhuji, I have 2 questions. So the first one is, you said that Gandhari was materially, she did her Stri Dharma and whatnot. But how could such a person have the power to curse the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The fact that Krishna accepted her curse, was that just a part of his Leela?
Absolutely. Just like Krishna accepted the arrow of the hunter Jara. Like that. It is Leela. It is Leela. Krishna wanted to destroy his own family and take them back to Godhead. And in doing so, Krishna is accomplishing many things. For example, Krishna is teaching the world that everything is subject to destruction in this material world. You may be a Yadav. You may be living in the unconquerable city of Dwarka. But in this world, everything is Nashivanta. Everything is Anityam Asukham Lokam. Everything is temporary. Everything will be destroyed by the force of time. To teach that lesson. Second lesson, if you make fun of the sadhus, like Durvas Muni, Narad Muni, like Samb did, you will be destroyed. If you commit Vaishnava Aparadh, you will be finished, no matter how powerful you are. So through the Maushala Leela, Krishna is teaching so many lessons. And one lesson Krishna is saying that in this world, through Gandhari, he's teaching, in this world, you will always have enemies. You do the right thing, but still some people will become your enemies. Gandhari became an enemy. What had Maharaj Yudhishthira done? What was his fault? Duryodhan from the beginning was envious of him. What was his fault? Duryodhan's death was inevitable. Duryodhan himself had created his death because of his vikarma. And when he dies, Gandhari curses. Just see the nature of this world. We will always have enemies. We will always have people who will criticize us. Krishna is teaching us this. So he wanted to destroy his family to teach so many lessons. और वो destroy करने के कुछ बहाना चाहिए, तो Gandhari बहाना बन गई. And she's teaching. Krishna is teaching that there will always be detractors and enemies in this world, unfortunately. Nobody has the power to curse Krishna. Name karmani limpanti, name karma phalaspuha. Krishna is beyond the laws of karma. Krishna is beyond the prakriti only. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. How can anybody curse? Krishna is beyond this material world. Krishna is Supreme Personality. What curse? Who is going to curse? Who is giving power to Gandhari? Krishna is giving power to Gandhari. Balam balavatam chaham. So nobody can curse Krishna. But this is Krishna's Leela. Okay?
Sometimes Prabhuji accepts the curse of his devotees, like Tulsi Maharani curses him and he agrees to become Shaligram. But I was surprised that, Gandhari is not a devotee and how come he accepted? So it's just a part of his Leela.
Just a part of his Leela.
Yes. Yes.
Just a part of
And
his
my
Leela.
second question was, Prabhuji, the story that I had heard about Jamadagni Rishi is that he was actually killed, and that's why Parshuram got angry and he... Is that not true?
That happened later on. The pastime continues. Then the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna, they come and they behead Jamadagni. Then again Parshuram goes, and this time previously he had killed Maharaj Kartavirya Arjuna. Now he goes and kills the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna and all the Kshatriyas in anger. And then he comes back.
Yes, 21 times.
Yeah. Then he comes back, and then he brings his father back to life. And the father says that, what is the pastime? I'm also getting confused. Oh, that happens. That happens on another occasion where his wife Renuka goes to the river and she ends up seeing one Gandharva. And Jamadagni Maharaj, he realizes that, and he tells his son Parshuram, kill your mother because she's unchaste. And he tells his other sons, kill your mother because she's unchaste. And nobody wants to kill their mother. The sons refuse. Then Parshuram comes, says, kill your mother, and kill your brothers also because they are disobedient. Kill your mother because she's unchaste, and kill your brothers because they are disobedient. And Parshuram, without hesitation, he kills. Then father says, I am very happy with you. Jamadagni says, I am very happy with you. You are very obedient son. What benediction do you want? He says, 2 benedictions. Bring all of them back to life, and don't let them have any memory that I killed them. It's like that. Yes, I think Jamadagni was killed by the sons of Kartavirya Arjuna.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. And Prabhuji, the last example that you gave about this lady in the gas station, did they survive or?
They survived.
They survived.
They had 2nd degree burns, but they survived.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna's mercy. Krishna's mercy. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Very scary situation. Hare Krishna. Therefore, my dear friends, we have to take Krishna consciousness very seriously, because any day, padam padam vipadam, any day could be our last day in this world. And never again we will get a chance to hold our Tulsi Mala. Never again we will get a chance to touch our deities and dress them and offer them puja. Therefore, my dear friends, please let this be a reminder that Krishna consciousness has to be taken up very seriously with a sense of urgency. Any day could be our last day. I remember very distinctly, recently in Texas, they celebrated the Vyas Puja of His Holiness Ritadhwaja Swami Maharaj, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, very wonderful devotee, His Holiness Ritadhwaja Swami Maharaj. I remember many years ago when he came to ISKCON Atlanta to give a Sunday feast lecture. How in the Sunday feast we ask, so how many of you have come for the very first time? Please raise your hand. Like that, every Sunday feast we ask. So Maharaj asks, so how many of you have come for the very first time? Please raise your hands. 3-4 hands went up. Then His Holiness Ritadhwaj Maharaj asked, how many of you have come for the very last time? Raise your hands. Hare Krishna. That got us thinking, oh, we don't know. This could be our last Sunday feast. Let me sit with a straight back and hear attentively the message of Bhagavad Gita. The kirtan that is going to happen after the class. Every Mahamantra, let me sing it with great focus and enthusiasm and devotion. It could be my last Sankirtan. It's a very important principle. Any day could be a last day. Therefore, we have to practice Krishna consciousness very seriously. And we should be in a frame of mind that, yes, I am willing to die today. Krishna, if you want to take away this human body, you can take it away today. But as long as we have it, we should use its maximum in Krishna's service. Okay? So, Sharanagat Mataji.
Pranam. Thank you so much for the class. So 2 points like that you were talking about, like in the class, that about the forgiveness quality of Yudhishthir Maharaj and how all the devotees should have this quality, forgiveness. And at the same time, we were talking about that how Krishna was, saying Arjuna to fight and, stand. So I was just wondering that, why we praise so much about this forgiveness quality when others do so much of injustice, and still we, we just ask devotees to let it go and let it happen, or because in the previous example also we see that Ashwatthama was released, and then what he did is again he attacked using the Brahmastra. So why should devotees are so much asked to forgive? Because sometimes it's very hard because it's so much injustice is going on. So
so this is very easy to understand. Just try to understand. This is very, very important and very simple. Forgiveness does not mean that you allow adharma to happen. There is no problem in forgiving Duryodhan. Krishna forgave Duryodhan. That's why Duryodhan got mukti. Ashwatthama was forgiven. That's why he got Krishna prema. Forgiving is one thing, but allowing adharma to continue is another thing. We don't allow adharma to continue. We forgive. That's why Krishna is giving them liberation. All the demons get liberation. All the soldiers in Kurukshetra war got liberation. Either Sayujya Mukti or they went to Vaikuntha. But everybody got Mukti, which means Krishna forgave them. But at the same time, Krishna does not want adharma to continue. If Duryodhan continued to rule, adharma would continue. So Duryodhan was forgiven, but he was not allowed to rule. And he was not willing to give up the throne, so he was killed. You see, he was forgiven, but he was killed. So that distinction we should have. If someone wrongs us, someone ill-treats us on a personal level, someone doesn't give us respect or someone disrespects us. Now, are we going to take revenge and get back to them with vengeance? Are we going to retaliate? We could. And we could be justified in doing that also. Depends on how we have been treated. But we may not make spiritual advancement by doing that. And the purpose of human life is to make spiritual advancement. Now, if it is somebody is abusing us, there is physical abuse, there is emotional abuse, or someone else is being abused. Forgiving does not mean we let the abuse continue. There's a difference. There's a difference between not receiving respect that we expect and being abused. Abuse should not be allowed to happen. You see the difference? Just like Duryodhan was not allowed to rule, Ravan was not allowed to rule. They were forgiven, but they were not allowed to rule. Similarly, abuse cannot be allowed. It has to be stopped immediately. Zero tolerance. But on a personal level, if someone ill-treats us, then practicing tolerance, practicing forgiveness means that we tolerate it and we forgive that person also. We don't hold a grudge against that person. In fact, when someone insults us or ill-treats us, now this is deep. If someone ill-treats us or insults us, that is a great gift. Because that insult has the power to give us Krishna, if we tolerate it. It's an opportunity for us. Our acharyas explain, please listen carefully, this is a very deep point. Our acharyas explain that a person who is humiliated or ill-treated or insulted and forgives the perpetrator goes back to Godhead faster than a person who doesn't get this opportunity to practice forgiveness. You got it? So then that insult or that humiliation, is it a blessing or is it a curse? It's a blessing because it gave you an opportunity. I'll give you an example. A very phaltu Faltu example, material example, but it helps. Somebody is from Iraq. I'm giving this example from my own life. When I came as a student in 2007, तब वो सब Iraq war चल रहा था, invasion of Iraq and whatnot was going on. So I had a friend studying with me. He was also a doctor, and he was from Iraq. Because there was turmoil going on in his country, he immediately got green card. As a student, he filed for asylum. He filed that I cannot go back to my country, is war torn. America only invaded. America ka hi galti hai. So they gave green card. So he immediately got green card. And because he got green card, fatafat residency programs picked him up because they didn't need to sponsor his visa. Whereas I am now, this was 2007. It is 2022. I am on H1B visa. I still don't have green card. Kitne saal ho gaye? Giving you a faltu material example, but it makes a point that sometimes adversities can work to our advantage. Why he got green card? Because there was turmoil in his country. India mein koi turmoil nahi hai. India is a relatively strong nation, doing very well. Economy is booming, everything is fine. Politically, it is a stable stable democracy, India. So I am not getting green card. I cannot file for asylum. But someone who is coming from Libya, another friend I have, cardiologist in Emory, he's from Libya, immediately green card. Because that time some Gaddafi or somebody was killed in a civil war or something like that. So turmoil, cannot go back, green card. So sometimes difficulties in life, crisis in life, actually bring us closer to Krishna. So when we are insulted or humiliated or ill-treated and we practice forgiveness, we get a boost in our Krishna consciousness. We make spiritual advancement. But it should be done with proper understanding that Krishna, I must have definitely done something wrong to this person in my previous life or in this life. That's why I'm getting it back. This understanding must be there. It is not just some rationalization or some philosophy. It is a fact. It is a fact. Avashyameva bhoktavyam. Definitely we have to suffer. Karyakaram shubha shubham. Whatever shubha shubh we have done, the effect of that we have to face. You know your Maharashtrian, Swami Ramdas, manat vachire purva sanchita kele taya sari ke bhogane prapta jhale. As you sow, so shall you reap. The Bible also says. So therefore, when things happen to us, it is a reaction. Why will Krishna put us through it again? Unnecessarily. No, because we have done something. Now people don't like to hear this. Nobody likes to hear. That's why we don't say it. And we should not say it. When someone is suffering, we should not, someone gets some problem and we say, hey, you must have done some sin. This is the reaction of that sin. Well, everybody knows that we get reactions for our sins in this world. And it's not something we did in this life, but we have had millions of lives and how much karma we have. And it comes. In fact, this body, when it is constructed, our DNA is constructed, we come together. That is called prarabdha. The prarabdha is in the DNA. Which cancer we are going to get, how long we are going to live, how our complexion is, our height is, our build is, are we going to get diabetes? All this is prarabdha. It is already predetermined when this body is given to us. It's in the DNA, you can say. Who we are going to marry, at which age we are going to start earning, get a job, which age we will retire. Everything is predetermined when the body is given to us. And this is predetermined based on our big stockpile of karma. So when we are insulted, humiliated, ill-treated, we should tolerate. But if somebody is abusing, like Draupadi Devi was abused, that should not be tolerated. That should not be tolerated. And Bhishma Dev knew this. It was a great sin that he had to keep mum when Draupadi was being disrobed in the Kuru Sabha. Therefore, our acharyas explain that for months, Bhishma Dev was lying on the bed of arrows, waiting for every drop of blood to drain away from his body. Every drop of blood to drain away. Before he instructed Yudhishthira Maharaj. That was the mood of Bhishma Dev. That this every drop of blood in my body is nourished by the food given to me by Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. And as long as that is there in my body, I cannot instruct. Let all that blood drain. Every drop of blood that I got from Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, let it drain. Then I will speak. So very deep. So does it answer a question, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So I understand that like whenever like I face this humiliation or disrespect कोई करता है तो हमेशा मैं यही सोचती हूँ कि ये कुछ कर्मा ही होगा. But then again and again you face that from the same person, then you feel that sometimes कि जैसे अगर hammer है तो वो मारेगा ही, तो हमारा, so it's our duty not to go in front of that hammer and get it. So ऐसे भी होता है, but sometimes it's like compelled to go and face that people or someone again and again. तो तब मुझे ये लगता है, तो मैं सब ये पूरी महाभारत की स्टोरी भी हमेशा फिर यही सोचती हूँ कि दुर्योधन और इन लोगों ने क्या किया, पूरी लाइफ इन लोगों ने उन्हें जैसे चाहिए था वैसे they did all set of sins, किया सब कुछ किया, and still they got a moksha, whereas the bhaktas, they are doing so much. And so I always feel कि इतना सब अच्छा करके हम लोग बार बार सोच के फेस करके ह्यूमिलिएशन, और बाकी के लोग हैं जो just they do what they want to do, they are all happy, they don't bother to so मुझे समझ में नहीं आता कि are we, कभी मुझे लगता है कि are we on the right path or not, कि जैसे देखते, और जैसे ये तो बहुत ये लगता है कि सारे महाभारत में दुर्योधन and everyone got a moksha, and I mean they did what all their life they did what they wanted to, कभी उन्हें सफर नहीं होना पड़ा, just वो 18 दिन महाभारत.
I will tell you Sharanath Mataji. Yeah. The heart of a Vaishnava should never think like this, that why you went to God, why they went to Godhead, why they went back to Godhead, why they got liberation. Should never think like this. Why they went to Godhead. We should say, wow, they went to Godhead. My Krishna is so merciful. Wow, they also went to Godhead. That is how a Vaishnava thinks. We should feel happy. Para sukha sukhi.
Right.
If they are suffering, para dukha dukhi. What did Kuresh ask Lord Varadaraj? Chatushgram and that Kolatunga Raja. His minister Chatushgram and the Raja Kolatunga, who had blinded him and killed Mahapurna.
Yeah.
Kuresh is saying, don't give them liberation. Give them Krishna Prem and take them to Vaikuntha now. That's all I want. That is Vaishnava. That is Vaishnava. Because if they suffer for their sins, can a Vaishnava be happy? Vaishnava is para dukha dukhi.
Yeah.
And para sukha sukhi. Sarve sukhano bhavantu. Let everybody be happy. That is the heart of a Vaishnava. So we should never think why Duryodhan went to, wow, he went to Godhead. Very good. If Duryodhan can go back to Godhead, then we have some hope.
That's right.
At least we did not try to disrobe anybody.
That's right.
Like that. So that's how a Vaishnava should think. And Śrīmad Ayendra Prabhu would say something very beautiful. Śrīmad Ayendra Prabhu, he would observe Ekadashi Nirjala. But he would say that on Ekadashi, when you see the prasadam line, devotees lining up for prasad, this is what you should think. You should think that in the previous life, they have done many Nirjala Ekadashis. Now they don't need to do. Now they can eat till here on Ekadashi also. All these wonderful devotees. But I became devotee in this life. I have not done. So I need to do. That's how a Vaishnava thinks. That's how a Vaishnava thinks. I am the lowest. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More. If we don't think we are lowest, how can we beg for Daya? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More. Toma bina ke dayalu jagata samsare. Patita pavana hetu tava avatar. Mosama patita prabhu napai beya. You will not find someone more fallen than me. That is the heart of a Vaishnava. That's how we should think. If somebody is abusing, repeatedly insulting us, we can keep a respectful distance and avoid. If there is abuse going on, then we have to become like Kshatriyas. We have to fight it, fight for dharma. But someone is just ill-treating us, very good opportunity to forgive and practice tolerance. So we should have the intelligence where to tolerate, where to forgive, and where to become Kshatriya, where to become like a thunderbolt. Prabhupada was doing kirtan on the pandal in Calcutta, and the beautiful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis from the Western world, very fair, well-built, young, beautiful. They were doing dancing in dhoti, chadar, and saris, colorful saris. And some lusty men, they came and they started touching the sari of the Matajis who were dancing on the stage. Srila Prabhupada was doing kirtan and playing kartals. Like Sudarshan Chakra, Prabhupada started swirling his kartal and threw, and it hit the fellow. It hit the perpetrator on the forehead also. Immediately ran away. So we should know when to tolerate and when to become like Parshuram. Among the wielders of weapon, I am Parshuram. Lord Krishna says, isn't it?
Yes.
I am Parshuram. Ram. It can be Kodandadhari Ram also, Ranaranga Dhiram. That Ram refers to 3 Rams. When Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, among the wielders of weapon, I am Ram. It refers to Parshuram. Chakravarti Path says Parshuram. Because Ram is so beautiful. Chakravarti Path says Ram is so beautiful. Seeing him, the rishis wanted to become gopis. And our acharyas, they say, some acharyas, they say that Ram refers to Balram. The Gadādhara Balram, the Haldhar Balram. And why? Because our acharyas say that Krishna was missing his elder brother on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Where is my Dauji? I wish he was there with me. He is not there. So remembering him, Krishna is saying, among the wielders of weapon, I am Dauji, I am Balram.
So
I am Ram. Such sweet things are there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. It's a long way for me. I don't know when will I become Vaishnava. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. When you get there, you please pray for me. Well, I will still be here.
I don't know.
Hare Krishna.
You're already there, Prabhuji. Pray for us. So.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Divya Mataji and then Shamchandra Prabhu. Then we have to, I want to say something about the exam also. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I heard a couple times in the past 2-3 days that we should take shelter of Krishna in time of calamity. How do you do that, and how does Krishna reciprocate when a devotee takes shelter during the time of calamity?
We should take shelter of Krishna during the time of calamity and also during the times of welfare, when everything is going well. In good times and in bad times, we should take shelter of Krishna. In bad times, in difficult times, it is easier to take shelter of Krishna because we need help. So how do you take shelter of Krishna? By praying to Krishna that, my dear Krishna, I am in this great difficult situation. Please, Krishna, help me. Krishna, please help me. Please help me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In the mood of Draupadi Devi, how she was helpless in the Kuru Sabha. There were 14 lakh lusty men looking at her. How many? 14 lakh. Mahabharata describes. A special arena was constructed for that Dyutta Krida, that gambling game. And everybody was invited from all the kingdoms. So many men had come. There were servants walking around, male servants, who knew Draupadi Devi. In front of them, she was being stripped. Hair was being pulled, insulted. Nobody could help her. Agre kuruna matha pandavanam dushasanena ritavastra kesha Krishna tadakrosha dananyanatha Govinda damodara madhaveti. Ananyanath, having no other Lord, we should call out to Krishna. Krishna, I don't have anybody except you. Please help me, Krishna, I am yours. And we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the best way to take Sharanagati. By praying, by speaking to Krishna, speaking your heart out. Krishna is a person. You take shelter of Krishna by saying to Krishna that, Krishna, I am taking shelter of you, Krishna, please. And chanting Krishna's names. That is number one. And how Krishna will reciprocate? Krishna will reciprocate in a way that you will cry with joy and bliss. How Krishna reciprocated with Kunti Maharani's Sharanagati. That she is praying that let these calamities come again and again and again. Because then I will feel your shelter. I will feel your protection. Krishna will reciprocate in such a way that you will feel completely sheltered. And you will not feel the pain and the jolt that ordinary people feel when they go through difficulties and reversals and crises in life. You will feel sheltered. You will feel an internal strength. You will find the strength to cope with problems and difficulties of life when you take shelter of Krishna. There will be complete 360-degree protection. Divya Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Last question, Shamchandra Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. You're in Vrindavan, Prabhuji? Prabhu, we can't hear you.
Are you able to hear me now, Prabhu?
Yes. We can hear you now.
There was some problem in the audio. I'm sorry about Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam.
We just came to Mumbai for some treatment for Sundari. So we had to consult some expert here. And so we'll go back on 27th, back to Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, first of all, thanks for your wonderful class today. That concludes module 1. We discussed about Gandhari's foolishness in terms of not missing the opportunity to see Krishna face to face because of her Lokik Tapaswini. She was a Lokik Tapaswini. Now my question is, since she missed the opportunity to see Krishna face to face, of course Dhritarashtra was anyway born blind, so they both achieved the same destination which all others achieved who saw Krishna face to face, so they got Vaikuntha. So did Gandhari and Dhritarashtra also get the same destination as others?
Our Śrīmad Bhāgavatam describes, and Srila Prabhupada explains, it will come later. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari got Sayujya Mukti. They got impersonal liberation, and that also by the mercy of Vidur. Vidur will come now and he will preach to them. And then they go to the forest, they practice tapasya, and then Dhritarashtra, he produces fire from his own body and he burns in that fire, and so does Gandhari. And both of them get liberation, impersonal liberation.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So dear devotees, those of you who are not registered in Bhakti Vaibhava course, the class is over. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Those of you who are, please listen in. So we have completed module 1, which is the first 9 chapters of the first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. There are 3 aspects to this test, 4 aspects. First is open book exam, where you can look at the book, you can think, you can write, you can discuss. So that starts today. On the WhatsApp group, I have shared the questions. I think there are 12 questions. You choose any 4 questions and write the answer to them. Each answer should be approximately 500 words. Please type it up. Don't handwrite it. It will save me a lot of time. And make a PDF and send it. You can discuss with each other how to make a PDF and send it. Like Mukta Sangha Prabhu will tell us how to send it. He's not here today, but he will tell you how to send it. And then Ramsham Prabhu, I got your message. I forgot to add you. Sorry. You are very much there. Don't worry. In the course. Yes, you are there. I will add you. Then there are some names. I don't know if those students are still active on the Bhakti Vaibhava. So if I have mistakenly put your name, please tell me. I can delete it. Those of you who are in multiple different Bhakti Vaibhavas, then you don't have to take the exam here if you're taking exam somewhere else. Don't duplicate it. And then start working on the open book exam. Try to finish it by Thursday of next week. You have 1 week. 4 questions. You have to write essays. Okay, that's open book exam. Closed book exam we will conduct on Tuesday and Thursday. It is actually 1 exam, but to make it easy for all of you, and if someone is busy on Tuesday or whatever, you can take it in 2 parts. Okay. First 5 chapters, I will set the questions and we'll have a closed book exam just like this on Zoom, 1 hour. 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, and again 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern time on Thursday. Chapter 6, 7, 8, and 9 we'll do on Thursday. So basically, for the closed book exam, I am going to compile the question paper, and I will take questions from the first 5 chapters on Tuesday. So you are not overwhelmed. The question bank, everything is there. I shared on the WhatsApp group. Everything is there. Don't panic. Very simple. Only those questions will come that are there. Prepare the answers. I will give you questions from the first 5 chapters only on Tuesday, and questions for the closed book exam from chapter 6, 7, 8, and 9 on Thursday. That will complete. Thursday will complete module 1 closed book exam, and you should complete open book exam also. As far as the shloka recitation is there, I'm sure all of you have already memorized, because every time we are chanting, keep revising them, keep reciting them, and I will individually ask you to come on Zoom and recite all the shlokas that are there. Okay, and little bit, if you cannot remember, I'll prompt you also, so don't worry. It's not meant to we don't want to fail anybody. Everybody should pass, so don't worry. Then the fourth exam is oral presentation. That we will see, because I was supposed to have only 10 or 12 students, but as you see, there are 32 students now, and Ramshambu 33 students are there. So it's a lot for me. We will figure out how to do it.
Hare
Okay?
Krishna Prabhuji.
Huh?
Kamal Gopika Mataji, she is also giving exam and her name is not added.
Okay, just tell Mataji to send me a WhatsApp message with her email address. I will add her also. So 34 students.
Oh.
Anybody else? Did I miss anybody else who is going to attend all the programs, who has been attending all the lectures and participating?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Narahari Devdas. I just recently joined. I would also like to be part of the student. Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Just send me a message and
Yes, Prabhu.
email address. Okay. You
Yes,
are there on the WhatsApp group?
Yes, Prabhu. I just joined when chapter 9 was going on, but I will like to participate in the exam also.
And you will stay, this course will go for 5 years.
No problem, Prabhu.
Okay. Where are you based, Prabhuji?
I live in Toronto, Canada, Prabhu.
Okay, sure.
Sorry, I don't have my camera on because my son is sleeping.
No problem. I understand. No worries. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Narahari Prabhu. So I will add you. Send me a message and your email address. Okay. So Kamal Gopika Mataji and Narahari Dev Prabhu. Okay. Any questions about the exam? Kirtita Sundari Mataji, are you enrolled in another program? That's why I put question mark in front of your name.
Yes, Prabhu, I've seen that. Prabhu, my only concern is about typing. Open book, yes, because it's a huge time. Prabhu, 1 घंटे में मैं एक question का answer भी type नहीं कर सकती. My typing is so bad. So
what will you do? You will handwrite?
I'll handwrite in such a way so that you can read it.
ठीक है मैया, whatever you say. So okay, if someone has genuine problem like Kirtita Sundari Mataji, typing is very slow, then I
Yes,
cannot.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I
Same
have
here also.
So I will write the exam in the Zoom, Prabhuji, then I'll ask someone to type it and then send it later. That's okay. Otherwise,
See, I don't want to inconvenience you also. Aisa problem hoga to then you just handwrite it, no problem. But my question is, when you send it to me, it will become a very big file, na? Correct? All those photos.
Prabhuji, we send a screenshot, na? Screenshot करके PDF में convert करके भेज देंगे.
ठीक है, तो आप 3 ही लोग हो ना जो हैंडराइट करोगे? शांता राधिका माता जी, श्यामा वल्लभी माता जी एंड कीर्तिता सुंदरी माता जी.
Me and Kamal Gopika Mataji also, Prabhuji. Kamal Gopika Mataji also.
The 4 of you, ठीक है.
And myself, Amrit Karan Das.
Sorry to interrupt, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, sorry. Sorry to interrupt, Prabhuji. Yes, there is one option called dictate option in Word, Prabhu. If they are slow in typing, they can just dictate to the computer and the computer will type it for them. Later, the only work is to edit or, just correct it, Prabhu. Only
Correct
some words
errors.
might be, yes. Dictate option is there. They can sit and just dictate and the computer will type for them. So that option can be used instead of handwriting.
And
so
that will be paramparagat, because Prabhupada also used to dictate on a dictaphone. That will be very
Prabhuji,
nice.
I don't have computer.
Okay, no problem. You do Shanta Radhika Mataji, you do handwritten. Those of you who can do dictation option, give it a try. But don't worry. So 5 of you are going to be handwriting.
Prabhuji, count me also, Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabodhi Mataji. Okay. Mataji, where are you from? You are from Richmond.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Divyanam Prabhu. Okay, very nice. ठीक है, okay. So 6-7 of you, no problem. Any questions about the module 1 exam? So basically,
Yes, Prabhuji, I have. Sorry. So
okay.
you said that 5 chapters and then 3-4 chapters later. So how many questions? I mean, and are these going to be from all 3 sections? Because what I thought is section wise exam.
Correct. I know it's a little confusing. So hold on, let me share my screen. Okay, 1 second. I will show you. I came up with this idea today only. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see? So देखो यहाँ पर module 1, there are 4 things: closed book, open book, oral shloka test, and oral presentations. Oral presentation we have to figure out how we will do. So now see, look at this closed book exam. Okay, it is chapter 1 to 9 and they have given a question bank of 10 questions. Now closed book exam mein there are 6 questions, short answers. Short answers, there are 6 questions. You see this? 6 questions. So I will take 3 from the first 5 chapters. And then Thursday, from the 6 to 9 chapters, I will take another 3. Short essay questions 4 hai. मैं 2 Tuesday को लूंगा from first 5 chapters and 2 questions from the last 4 chapters of module 1 on Thursday. Long essay questions are 2. I will give you 1 on Tuesday from the first 5 chapters and I'll give you 1 question on Thursday from the last 4 chapters. मैं split कर रहा हूं ताकि एक दिन में इतनी बड़ी एग्जाम आप लोगों को लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. Trying to make it easy. So we'll take the exam in 2 days. We can take the exam in 1 day also. 100 marks की एग्जाम है ये. So 6 times 5 is 30, 4 times 10 is 40, हो गया 70, and 15 times 2 is 30. So 70 plus 30, 100 marks की एग्जाम है. So we'll do 50-50. Tuesday and Thursday. Chalega? Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, perfect.
So there will be no choice, Prabhuji. You will do only that 3 questions.
तो close book exam में कैसे choice मिलेगी आपको? नहीं मिलेगी. Open book exam में
10 क्वेश्चन दिए और हम लोग उसमें से 6 लिख सकते, कोई भी ऐसा है या 3 दिए?
That is an open book. मतलब close book exam में कुछ तो थोड़ा तो difficulty होना चाहिए ना. आपको questions भी दे रहा है, इसके बाहर से कुछ नहीं आएगा. इतना एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवान ममापि दुर्दैव ईदृशम विहाजन, इतना बड़ा ये है फैसिलिटी है, फिर भी आप लोग ऐसा कर रहे हैं.
प्रभु जी ऐसा होता है ना कि कुछ क्वेश्चन हमें बहुत अच्छी तरह से आते हैं एंड 1-2 क्वेश्चन ऐसे होते हैं जिसको कि हमें आते हैं पर वी आर नॉट परफेक्ट इन दैट क्वेश्चन. तो जैसे यू गिव 4 questions and out of 4 we can do 3 questions.
Mataji, I will set only those questions which are really important, जो प्रभुपाद जी emphasize करते हैं और जो most of you will be able to answer very nicely. I will choose इसमें से अच्छे questions जो सही में important है for Bhagavatam understanding. So you will be able to answer them. जैसे देखिए अभी last जो 4 chapters है ना, chapter 6, 7, 8 and 9, उसमें से I will ask from Kunti Stuti and Bhishma Stuti. ये 2 chapters सबसे important है. यहाँ पर I will ask you 6 questions of Naimisharanya. ये तो आना ही है, क्या questions थे? So like that, I will ask you questions which are easy to answer at the same time very important.
And one more thing, Prabhuji, instead of writing in paragraphs, can we write in points so it will be easy for you to read?
Best.
But that may not cover 200 words, Prabhuji, if we are writing in points.
So that word count should be there. Word count has to be there, Mataji, because there cannot be compromise on this because it is a standard of the Board of Examiners.
We can probably put the points and then one-liner or something about that point we can describe, so it will make the count as well as the points as well.
Yeah, just make sure, okay, the word count is there because this is not my requirement. This is the Board of Examiners ka requirement here.
And it can exceed also, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
थोड़ा सा कम रहा चलता है, थोड़ा ज्यादा रहा चलता है, approximately. It should not be too less and it should not be too much more also.
And Prabhuji, is, am, are, these also should be word counted?
They're all words, yeah.
Maharaji, if you are using Microsoft Word, then Word has an option where you can select and it gives you a count of words very easily. So you can use
Prabhuji,
that.
I am writing.
ठीक है ना, do it approximately, हो जाएगा, don't worry.
Okay.
आप अच्छे से लिखो. ठीक है? Any questions?
हरे कृष्णा
प्रभु
प्रभु
जी,
जी
क्वेश्चन पेपर में से कोई पूछ सकते क्वेश्चन? जैसे एक क्वेश्चन है कि जिसमें सेक्शन 2 में जिसमें बोला है कि भक्ति के जो स्टेजेस है तो वो 14 स्टेजेस जस्ट एक हमें लिखने हैं या पैराग्राफ में लिखना है, तो वो आज हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे. व्हाट आर द वेरियस 7th क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम सेक्शन 2, व्हाट आर द वेरियस स्टेजेस ऑफ द भक्ति योगा प्रेजेंटेड इन दिस 4 श्लोका 4-5. तो ये श्लोका में से जो वर्ड्स है वो पूरे रेफर करके वो स्टेजेस 14 लिखने हैं, या एक पैराग्राफ में हमने 200 वर्ड्स में ये सब कुछ लिख दिया कि पहले तुम्हारी यू गेट अज्ञात सुकृति, देन नेक्स्ट स्टेजेस यू गेट एसोसिएशन, ऐसे सिंपल इंग्लिश वर्ड में लिखना है?
It's better to write point wise, Mataji, instead of just everything in one paragraph. You write point wise. 14 है ना, so you write point wise. कितने marks है इसमें? So this is 10 marks each. So even if you get 10 points, उसमें I will give you full 10 marks. अगर 14 नहीं भी आप लिख पाए, this complex. Like if you ask me now, tell the 14 stages. I don't know. I have 9. थोड़े से उसमें ऐड कर दूंगा, but I don't know. It was complicated. So ऐसे मैं questions या तो पूछूंगा नहीं माता जी, and even if I put such questions, even if you write 10 of the 14, you will get full marks.
Okay.
Prabhuji, in that question, 7th question, no need to write the shloka if we know the shloka.
If you know, you write. That's very good. But if you don't know, no need. यहाँ पे लिखा भी है कि श्लोकास की इतना जरूरत नहीं है. जहाँ पे डिस्क्राइब किया है इन्होंने क्या है वो, they write also. So if you know, you can write maybe a few lines of that shloka.
Relevant shlokas in their answers if possible, although not mandatory.
Not mandatory at all.
So if you know the
specifically
shloka,
it says write the verse, then you have to write.
But the shlokas will not count in the words, not 200 words. That will also count.
No, they will count. They will count. Whether it is shloka ka words या English ka word, everything will count.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हाँ, पर ऐसा नहीं कि just श्लोकास ही कोट कर रहे हैं, अलग-अलग श्लोकास कोट करो to make the word count. ऐसा नहीं. It should be very relevant to the answer. ठीक है?
Okay, प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्ण.
Someone else has a question?
Yes, प्रभु जी.
हाँ. Go ahead, Amrit Karan Prabhu.
Yes, then Tuesday we have to write down 6 answer, like 509, 900, then like 1050 words, 1050 words.
2000, because you will do 4, each 500, so 2000.
No, like from chapter up to chapter 5, like 3 questions from short,
okay,
2 questions from 10 marks, and 1 question from 15 marks.
Correct. Yes.
So total 6 questions. So 6 questions में हम लोग का write down 1 घंटा का अंदर 1050 word we have to write down.
ऐसा होता है क्या? So 75 half. So 75 times
70 more than 1050, like 75, 200, 25, and then 500.
Yes.
Yes, 1125.
You are right, Prabhuji. Amrit Karan Prabhu, you are right. This exam must be 3-hour exam. So it will be 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour. You are right.
Like within 1.5 hour, we have to write down 1125 word at least.
Yes.
It is
too much. कितने minutes? So 90 divided by 1500 कितना होता है?
इस एक 1.5 घंटा का अंदर
I was thinking this. I think it is comes somewhere around 25 to 30 words each minute. So that
is too much, Prabhu.
Yeah, that in terms of typing, thinking, and all, it becomes. But yeah, I think it gives around 200 words. So if we take an average, I think maybe 1,000 words, maybe in 90 minutes is okay. If you are thinking about it.
It's like if we'll get like 2 hours, like how our class is going on, 2 hours, it will be really good.
Good. Yes, no problem. We can do that. You can take 2 hours. Everybody can take 2 hours if required.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna
Thank
Prabhuji.
Huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I thought you were not. The oral presentation is module 1 and 2, or just for 1 also? Because in that it's written that when you finish 1 or 2, then there is an oral presentation.
Where is it written like that?
Prabhuji, see here, oral. I've seen that, the oral presentation.
Page 52?
I don't remember the number, Prabhuji, but it's...
Okay. The students are required to recite at least 70 shlokas.
That's the total, right?
Total, yeah.
Yes.
The total.
But oral presentation, I've seen that it's when we finish 2 modules, then it's oral.
Oh, the oral presentation, not the shloka. Okay. Oral presentation.
Oral presentation, because you were saying.
Wait, let me see the rules. Here the topics hai.
And also, probably it's a 75 words or up to 75 words.
Page number 40.
Ek minute, brother. Let me do one thing at a time. Oral presentation. So, 4 presentations honge. Correct. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes.
So, 3 modules ke baad pehla oral presentation hoga. And then module 4 or 5 ke liye second, 6, 7 ke liye third, and 8, 9, 10th ke liye fourth. So now we have to worry about 3 things. Open book exam, जो आप लोग next Thursday तक आपको 1 हफ्ता मिल रहा है, आप कर दोगे. Close book exam we will conduct 1.5-2 घंटे में, Tuesday and Thursday next week. श्लोका मैं आपका उसके next Tuesday को ले लूंगा सबका.
प्रभु जी श्लोका तो भी आए नहीं अच्छे से.
तो प्रभु जी, can I ask you this? Open book is also next week, and the same thing like closed book also like Tuesday and Thursday next.
No, open book from now till Thursday you keep doing it.
Okay,
Prabhuji, can we extend it?
Yeah, okay, you can extend it till Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but by next Tuesday, record yourself reciting the shloka. Because 35 students have, Mataji, it's not possible for me to take the shlokas for all 35. It will take hours. So, aap hi log usko record karo, and you, how to send it, we will ask Mukta Sangha Prabhu.
Prabhuji, with the translation or just the shloka?
Just the shloka. I'm sure all of you know the translation. So but make sure you know the translation.
Or Prabhuji, you can just random pick somebody and ask any shloka.
I will pick you.
Krishna, not me, Prabhu, but I'm just asking, that will save time.
ठीक है, वो भी करेंगे. No, but everybody has to document, माताजी, कि आप लोगों को आता है. So what you do, I feel a simple way is, all of you have Gmail address ना, so you all have free YouTube account. तो आपके YouTube account में जाओ और खुद को रिकॉर्ड करके अपने ही YouTube पे अपलोड करो. And you can make it private if you want. So it's there. So if Mayapur Institute asks me, कि let's say for example, अपना Shyamchandra Prabhu के किधर है श्लोकास? Did he memorize? So it's all on YouTube. You can just show the evidence that you sat and you recited from memory. So ऐसा करो आप.
Yes, unlisted करके वो link भी share कर सकते हैं.
Unlisted करके you can share the link with me, so I have the proof. Well, I will watch them for sure. You send me the YouTube link and I will watch them.
Okay.
Well, I have to watch. Make sure that you know.
But Prabhu, last time we uploaded in the Google Drive, Prabhu, isn't that a good idea?
So wo Google Drive, I don't know how to use, Mataji, but we'll have to ask Mukta Sangha Prabhu.
Already uploaded all the first 6 verses in Google Drive with only slokas, not translations. When we had the different...
In your Google Drive?
No, Sangha Prabhu created one for Bhakti Vaibhava.
Then he was telling me something that there was some problem because it was becoming too big and he could not upload it. Even to the website, he could not upload it because website also has some data limitations. So he said we need to find a different way of doing it. So I think if everybody does on their own YouTube channels, there is absolutely no problem.
Okay. YouTube is easy.
And other than
and it stays forever, Masta.
Yes. Yeah.
And voice message, because no, but then it's not video.
It has to be video so that we know that you are not reading.
Right. It's video.
Okay. So now I'll summarize. Open book exam, you have got the questions. Choose any 4 questions, 500 words is, you choose it and do it. So today's Thursday, not next Thursday, but the Tuesday after that. So you have got almost 10 days, 11 days for the open book exam. अच्छे से करो, write it very nicely. Prefer to type. Those of you who cannot type, you handwrite it. Then closed book exam we will conduct next week, Tuesday and Thursday. And till next Tuesday, means 10 days from now, tak, you upload yourself reciting the shlokas on YouTube, and वो link कैसे भेजनी है, that we will ask Mukta Sangha. You can send me the link on WhatsApp also, no problem.
I can help you if anybody needs help with the YouTube.
Ha, Sharanat Madhuri can help. She's very expert in that. And regarding the oral presentation, that will happen after we complete the 3 modules. वो भी अपन YouTube पे करेंगे हम लोग. You present it, record it to YouTube, like that through Zoom.
So Prabhu,
I think Mukta Sangha Prabhu sometimes told like there is no storage issue, so that Gmail account is fine. I think so. We can recheck with him.
Just check with Mukta Sangha Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay. Amrit Gaurangi Mataji, you have a question?
so the open book exam answers we should be again uploading to the Google Drive, or how, Prabhu?
So just wait, Mataji. Mukta Sangha Prabhu is traveling. Unfortunately, he could not join today. But we'll have to ask him how to. For now, you just email it to me.
Okay. And even the closed book exam also, we have to know by Tuesday how we should do it, right, Prabhu? Because when we type and after we are done, after 2 hours, should we upload it or should we email it?
You make a PDF and you email it to me.
Sure. Okay.
So, Prabhuji, this is Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa. Sorry to interrupt here. Anything which goes onto your Gmail as an attachment or your Gmail Drive adds towards your storage space on Gmail.
Yeah.
That is limited. What everybody can do is, like you said, they have the YouTube account. Everybody gets a free G Drive space also. They can create one folder and upload their documents there and share it to you so that you can have the link. And then you can access on their drive, check it, correct it, and they can read it on their drive. That way they have their records with you, with themselves, and then you don't acquire any space on your site.
So G Drive is same as Google Drive?
Yes.
Yeah, G Drive is same as Google Drive. So I can write my exams, I can upload on my G Drive, my Google Drive, and then I can share that link to you in the email. So you will just have the link. When you click on that link, you will be able to edit that. I can give you the edit permissions. You can correct, put remarks, and save the document there, and then it will be available to me.
Okay, so let's do this only. This is good. So everybody
utilize some portion on their drive, and you don't accumulate everything on
storage. So this is a good idea, because then it will become too much data in my email. Yes. So okay, Amrit Gaurangadi, that makes sense?
Yes, Prabhu. But so we should make sure that we don't delete at our end, because when you need it for reference, you have to have it. We can't delete it at our end after you verify and
don't delete any work until you get your Bhakti Vaibhava certificate. Which will be 5 years. Krishna willing, we will be able to finish this. Okay, so don't delete anything. Sharad Radhika Mataji, are you there on the course, Mataji? I don't remember your name.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Prabhuji, Arga Shloka Dandana. Yeah, I am joining. I didn't register Prabhuji, but I am joining the classes every day.
You are joining all the classes?
Yeah, only few classes I missed, like first few classes, but and also I met you at His Holiness Radha Maharaj's program at Potomac Temple and talked to you. I am from Richmond, Prabhuji.
You are with Divyanam Prabhu?
Divyanam Prabhuji, and I wanted to do the course, and I haven't registered it. And
you have done Bhakti Shastri, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Last module is left, but the Nectar of Devotion, the part is left.
You did under who? Do you have the certificate?
Divyanam Prabhuji only, Prabhuji. I am doing under.
So yeah, just check with Divyanam Prabhu whether you will be getting the certificate or not.
Yeah, he said he is going to give, but only the exams left, Prabhuji. Only few classes.
Okay, Mataji. See, the certificate has to be from either Mayapur Institute or VIHE or Govardhan Eco Village, Vidyapit. Some recognized body has to give that certificate. Yes. Not individual devotee cannot give certificate. Because for me to register you for Bhakti Vaibhava, you need to have Bhakti Shastri certificate from one of the institutes that is recognized by the ISKCON Board of Examiners.
Oh, yes, Prabhuji. He said he will give that.
Okay, ठीक है.
Prabhuji, what will be the cutoff date for anybody to give the certificate for Bhakti Shastri if they haven't done?
वैसे तो प्रभु जी, it is till you get any time before you get your Bhakti Vaibhava. So कोई ये नहीं है, but I am saying do it fast because legally I cannot register you unless you have a Bhakti Shastri certificate, because the prerequisite for Bhakti Vaibhava is that you have completed Bhakti Shastri. इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि so ultimately what will happen is you can take all the exams, आपको certificate Bhakti Vaibhava का नहीं मिलेगा unless you are registered, and I cannot register you unless you have that certificate. I have to go to Mayapur Institute website and register all of you.
Got it, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
So Kalindi Priti Mataji sent me a message, and she also wants. Okay, so Kalindi Priti Mataji, you also have to send me a WhatsApp message with your email address, and I will add you. So we have around 37, 38 students now.
Hare Krishna, I have one question. Yes, sorry.
Yes, Prabhu.
Like 4 questions from open book. If it is like a little short, can we make it like as a word? Like I'm telling, like 2,000 words has to be there. Like if we do like 5 questions, is okay?
Yes, yes. There are 12 questions. So 4, most people can do 4 with 500 words each. But if your words are less, answer is short, you do 5 or even 6 questions, no problem. But the words should be 2,000.
Okay, thank you. Sir.
Okay. Very nice question. Okay, Sharma Mataji, you have one more question?
I was just, Prabhuji, like we were having this Amrit Gaurangi Mataji said that like what if someone deleted from their drive. So I was wondering we can create a new Gmail account and then you will get the 15 GB. We can just upload everything there. So that is another thing, like I can create a Gmail account for you and everyone can just upload. Ajay Govind Prabhu, is it a good idea that like we can save our, all this exam, closed and open book exam, only documents?
Mataji, we can do that. If we need additional space for 1 year, we get up to more than 100 GB of space if needed, just for ₹1,000 in India. So if that is needed, I can incur that cost and have a space there if that is a bottleneck.
Yeah,
I can pay, no problem. Yeah. So I should open a new Gmail account?
No, you don't need to open, Prabhu. Within the current email, you can upgrade. And they
or I can just Prabhu have a separate email, so it has no other email except Bhakti Vaibhava.
Correct. Mukta Sangha Prabhu created a new email, Prabhu. It's already there. We have to wait for Mukta Sangha Prabhu to respond.
Okay.
He already has the setup. Yes.
Okay, so we can go with that. We will go with that, and in future when we need the space, then we can do that. The videos for the presentation are bulky, Prabhuji, but the PDF Word documents, they will not take a whole lot of space. So even entire documents will be there, they will not reach 15 GB for sure. But if they have images in the document, then yes. And PDF also is depend like how one is creating. If you're scanning a document and making a PDF, then it is an image format which takes more space. But if somebody is typing in the Word and extracting the PDF, that is much shorter. So
okay, so then we should do Word.
Yeah. So Word document, if somebody is taking out a PDF, it's just few KBs, which is like, will take ages to reach to GBs. So I think a 15 GB account, if videos are not there, will more than sufficient. And at any point in time, we will see, we will bump up with the additional capacity.
Okay. Videos तो नहीं रहेंगे उस पे because videos will be on YouTube.
Document
So one new account with 15 GB should be good enough to start.
Okay, so let's go with that then. No problem.
We'll bump it when we need, not now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I just talked to Mukta Sangha Prabhu. So he has created individual Gmail account for everyone by our name. So he told like, since it is on our name, so there is no space limitation. So whatever, like 15 GB, what we are talking about, so it can go till free of 15 GB individual students. So there is no space limitation practically. So we can upload, we can upload on our assigned Gmail address, Google Drive, and that the shared will be automatically going to your account. So you will be able to edit, view, and every permission is there.
Okay, no problem. So then just a quick thing. So let's finish this module 1 next week. And then by Tuesday, you should upload on YouTube your shloka recitation also. So 27th Tuesday, we will start module 2. Okay.
Prabhuji, whatever is decided, can detailed instructions be shared with all of us, whether it's
Yes.
YouTube upload or whatever?
Absolutely. Let me talk to Muktasanga Prabhu and Ajay Govind Prabhu, and I will finalize everything. And in this I will tell you.
Thank you.
So
And also, probably can they share the Gmail account again? Because we did that, uploaded one time, but now we need to know the Gmail accounts.
yeah. So even I didn't know this Gmail account thing. So we'll have to ask Muktasanga Prabhu.
Maybe he can send it to everybody in there.
Yeah. He's admin, so he will put it on the WhatsApp group.
Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Awesome.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And we are so fortunate to do our Bhakti Vaibhava course under your guidance. And you are so liberal and so generous. I just can't explain, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very good.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Just a quick, Prabhuji, I just wanted to that like all the Matajis who are there, that we are having a WhatsApp group. Matajis can join there. If you need any help with the YouTube, I can help you there or give instruction. And also we are discussing our, question answers in the morning. We did like 2 sessions. So like if anyone is interested, I had given my WhatsApp number. So you can please feel free to join and then we can help each other. Yeah. Thank you so much.